Hey folks, welcome back to Gaming Garbage, where we're going to take a look at another Xbox Game Pass game. This is Car Mechanic 2021, and the reason we're doing this is I actually just kind of wanted to check out Game Pass. I had an opportunity. They did bring back their $1 1-month trial type of version. Their whole friends and family plan didn't really, you know, make out in the 8 countries that they tested it in. So they brought back that $1 a month as kind of just a trial, just to test it out. And then everything else converts basically to 17 bucks a month, which is pretty expensive, but you can still kind of stack it with what you currently have for Xbox Live, and every 3 months of Xbox Live will be converted to 2 months of Ultimate. And so I'm testing it out. I'm Ultimate here for 14 months, I think, so that'll take me into September of next year. And I'm wanting to test this out to really see if it's worth it. And it does change over time. They add stuff. They're going to expand stuff. And we also have a video if you want to take a check to kind of talk about what Xbox Game Pass Core is going to be. That's actually replacing games with gold. And so yeah, there's a little video about that. Go ahead and check that out in my my playlist on my YouTube channel at Gaming Garbage 22. But I want to take a look at the games just to really see if it's worth it, and not just kind of look at it. I actually want to test what they have, the good and the bad, on the service, and really kind of give my full thoughts on it at the end. And of course, I'll kind of do this throughout the time too. But yeah, we're talking about the whole next year of testing out Game Pass to really see if it's worth the 17 bucks a month. And it's probably going to go up to 20 at some point, 20 a month, and that really starts to get pretty expensive. So we're checking out Car Mechanic 2021. For those of you that aren't into this type of stuff, I mean, there's House Flipper, which that was hilarious, and we did that. I did that as a video. Oh yeah, let me check my audio here, make sure everything is going okay. Sounds wonderful. So yeah, we did House Flipper. There's also like farming simulators and stuff like. There's kind of a little something for everybody. I even saw there was one for like Gold Rush, and there's one for train simulators and trucking and yeah, racing too. And so yeah, this one is just basically fixing cars. And that's pretty much it. And there's actually a fairly wide range of cars. Something they do in the game is, this is kind of your shop or whatever, and each thing kind of has its own little thing that you can do. And something that's cool is you're actually able to expand on your garage, and it's not just little teeny things. I mean, you're able to add a whole nother lift, you're able to add a whole thing for color coding and painting, and you can add a car wash, and you can test stuff, you can expand your garage. I mean, and even put in a dyno. I mean, basically the sky's the limit for this one. This is the best one I've seen so far. And there's a ton of extra tools you can also grab and expand on. So yeah, you got a tinting kit, and you got a battery charger. You can have a tread gauge. You can lathe your brakes, your rotors, and I mean, yeah, it's pretty amazing, really what they've expanded on. And there's different types of perks too. So the best one, I mean, you can move a little faster. You can repair things. You can have a faster screwing speed for bolts and nuts and things, and a faster mounting speed. And then also you're able to get kind of like discounts or certain perks and benefits for the economy side of the game, and then also taking a look at examining parts and seeing how damaged they really are, that's kind of a nice feature. I've never seen that one before, but I'm enjoying that. And so yeah, this is kind of the shop. We got a nice fancy, and of course everything is off-brand here. I'll show that RF Goodwind, and that's actually a real tire, BF Goodrich. And so there's a lot of that in this game. All of the cars, all of the parts, all of the brand names, they're all something else, but they're all, built and designed off of something else. And so I'm just going to be working through this car. I don't plan on finishing it. Again, this is going to be just maybe another 30 minutes. This is kind of just to take a look at this particular game that they have. And they've had this on there, I think, for about a couple of years now. But, again, this is just going to be one of the games that we're doing with off the cuff. So you guys know, all of the games that I'm pretty much going to be looking at on Xbox Game Pass are going to be in its own type of playlist on YouTube at Gaming Garbage 22. and you'll be able to basically look or take a check out. You know, I'm screwing my words here. Oh well, we're pretty raw and genuine here, folks. But yeah, you'll be able to kind of check them all out on the playlist, and it's called Off the Cuff. And yeah, again, the whole idea is just to check out Game Pass and really see if it's worth it or not. So I'm willing to take that risk. It is a little bit of money, but I was able to find a way to get things for actually pretty cheap. And yeah, I think basically I'm getting Game Pass Ultimate for like less than $5 a month, which is pretty good math-wise. Let's check all the fuses here. And something I appreciate, I mean, you can always like change the brakes, the suspension, stuff in the engine, all that kind of stuff. But you can also end up doing the relays and the large blade fuses, which is really cool. Again, I've never seen that again in a game. And since I can't necessarily look at these quickly, I have to take one out individually and take a look at what the current quality is to see if they're worn out or not. Which, good grief, you got to do that in a real car. And, you know, games like this, I appreciate these because once you've kind of played Destiny or Call of Duty for a while, it is nice to just have something where you can sit back, chill, relax. Some of these games, too, have whole communities built around them. You know, like Mud Runner and Snow Runner. And I've been enjoying those games, too. I haven't tried Snow Runner yet, and it is definitely on my list. But yeah, these games are just nice to have, and boy, there are times where you can't sleep, you got insomnia, you got stress, whatever, and it is handy, or two, you're just waiting, you got some time to kill, and it's nice to be able to have games that you can just chill and relax at, because there are those games that we really enjoy, like Elden Ring, or maybe Breath of the Wild, or Call of Duty, or think of like, oh man, what else is out there? There's plenty, I'm sure. Or even like Diablo 4. You know, if you're playing on the super difficulty mode, where you have permadeath. You know, it's fun to have those games and to have that sense of accomplishment. But boy, you got to be able to have games like this, where you can just kick back and have a good time. And I love to, you know, the only thing this is kind of missing, these type of games, is some type of, you know, co-op, like Mud Runner and Snow Runner have co-op, which is cool. I really appreciate those. But again, not all of games have that, and they don't all work for stuff like that either, but it's kind of a bummer. We are going to take a look real quick. Oops. Well, I'm going to need that anyway. We are going to take a look real quick. Everything is through radial menu, so you don't actually get in and drive it into the garage, you know, or drive it out. Everything is through a menu, which is a little interesting. A little bit of a learning curve. The tutorials help with this, but let's just go through the settings real quick. So your basic kind of audio, you get to pick what language stuff is in, and then the thing that is nice is you get to adjust your sensitivities a little bit. You can tweak some other things too, and you get to change what you want to display your units in for Imperial or Metric, which is nice. And you can change your field of view, which is, I enjoy that, and also change your gearbox, automatic to manual. And something that is nice too is your graphic preset. So you can have a higher frame rate, or you can have a higher resolution up to 4K, just like that. So whichever kind of floats your boat, I really like the higher frame rate. I'm so glad they're finally allowing that to be implemented in games. But I don't have everything unlocked either. Being able to do things, but man, you can strip the whole car down. You can detail it. There is so much. There's even a whole way to tune everything and test tracks and stuff. It's pretty insane. And let me even go to the map as you work on unlocking and kind of leveling up through your experience. You're able to go to kind of like, quote, different things on the map, which basically you just select where you want to go. But yeah, you can go to the junkyard. I haven't even been there yet. There's a car salon, which is basically making it really nice. Speed track, photo locations. You can do a race track, a test track. You have an area for parking where you can have other vehicles. And then, of course, your own garage. So actually, let's take a look at the junkyard. I've never actually been here. And so I'm curious what it looks like. And I imagine if you don't have the room, then you just start putting vehicles in parking instead of at your own shop. And parking does cost you something for a certain period of time. Oh, wow. So let's see, we just kind of appear here. Dude, this is a rough place. Oh, man. Oh, man, I would love to have this Stingray Corvette, folks. Oh, my gosh. Firestone tires, very nice. Oh, man, look at that engine. Oh, my word. Dude, I literally want to do this for, like, a retirement gig. Is have my own shop, my own garage, my own warehouse space, and I'm basically able to take old cars and restore them. That's what I want to do. That would be so fun for me. A few of them I would keep, but most of them I would sell. I would enjoy it for what it is, maybe keep them for a year or several months and then sell them off. And I would just enjoy restoring them. And if I could, I'd have a program too where I could invest in, invest in guys. Again, this channel is not just entertaining. It's not just necessarily, wow, look at all this stuff. I guess you can find parts as well. Yeah, it's not just entertainment. It's actually investing. And yeah, 97% of this channel are male, and are guys, age group 18 to 34. And let's face it, for those of us that are living in that reality, we totally understand that we are the least invested in. We're the least cared about, and we were the first one to be blamed on pretty much everything. And, overall, some days it doesn't even feel like the world cares. And that's tough. That is definitely tough sometimes. I still go through that today. I'm still, of course, part of that world, and a lot of times we're just suck it up, But yeah, it's not necessarily fun, but yeah, I hear, man, folks, you got a place here where I'm willing to invest in you guys. You can at least have a place to hang where somebody understands that, and just have an appreciation for you guys that have families that are trying to make it, and sometimes too, it's just not really clear what we can do or what's even possible, and what opportunities are still even out there. So there are people that do care about us, folks, and so myself included. Again, I understand, but yeah, find reasons to keep your head up. Don't just completely feel self-defeated, because we never want anyone to get there. It's a horrible place to be. It looks like we get to sift through some junk. There is a way too where you can actually restore and repair things in your own shop. So yeah, if you found a certain part that you needed, I bet you could save a good amount of money, which would be sweet. And boy, some of these parts are super old. Kind of like this one. That kind of looks like something on my old truck. Yeah, a little bit of everything. Ooh. Well, I'm actually working on that right now. How much, can I just take it? I guess I can just take it. Oh, and the engine block? 55% is not good, though. Yeah, why not? No, that's a sweet deal. What else we got out here? Anything? No. Yeah, I can't repair things yet, at least as far as I know, in my shop. So if I find things that are still fairly good quality, I'll take them. For Rick, yeah. Yeah, I'm working on the Bolt Hornet right now. Dude, this is great. Wow, this place is bigger than you think it is. That's insane. Wow, how big is this place? Look at this out here. This is huge. Looks like they basically got one or two vehicles kind of spread around. And I'm sure this changes too every so often. We got another vehicle here. Oh man. This is like an old Buick Skylark maybe. My dad had one. 76. Oh no, it's like a... what did you call those? God, I can see them, but I can't think of them. Camino? Ooh, a chieftain. Frick yeah. A whole door. Man, too, I miss the older stuff, too. I really like the stuff in the 90s. Things were built so much better than they are today. In some cases, there are things where it's like, yeah, that's actually really nice. Or it's improved. It's actually improved. It's not just to cut cost or labor or something else like that. But yeah, generally speaking, there is a lot of stuff today that is just not built the same. And it's not built to be repaired on top of it. It's just built to be, you know, just to exist, just for you to buy it. And there's totally a thing, too, where planned obsolescence is just to get you to keep kind of buying the same thing over and over again. They give it a new name and make it sound fun, and they just want you to spend more money. Just like smartphones, folks. Good grief. You don't need to buy a new phone every 2 years. You really don't. And please, please don't do that. Please save your money. Ooh, a supernova? Oh, dude, a nova. Man, that would be pretty awesome. Wow, yeah. No, this is cool. Man, if I could keep that freaking... If they had a... oh, man, if they had a Lotus Spirit out here, dude, that is like my dream classic car. You know, besides like a Stingray, like I'd really like a 1980 or 82 Stingray. That would be really neat. It's one of the last ones one of the last years they made one. I think it's the 80. It's got power steering, but it doesn't have like all the hoo-hoo bells and whistles, but I would love to freaking buy this. How screwed is this car? Let's take a look. 12%, 38%, 18%. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Lots of money. Lots of money on this guy. Yeah, again, I would love to do this as a hobby. It'd be so fun. I'm kind of doing it right now with my truck. Generally, it's in okay shape, fairly good shape, you know, for how old it is, and depending on what part it is, but I would love to restore it. My goal is to restore the entire truck by the time I retire. So I got like another 27 years. And, you know, life's expensive, and, you know, it's not like a die-hard dedication or a commitment. It's just if I can. Gow. Yeah, this thing is trash. Can you imagine how expensive this is? And to store, too, man, to restore a car, it is money, money, money. And you really don't get your money back. When you restore a vehicle, you really don't get your money back. You're hoping just to break even on the parts. Oh, frick, even that is... Well, I don't know. I want it. I like it. I'm excited. God, even the fuse box is garbage. Yep, I want this. I want this car. It's not exactly the type of Stingray, but man, it's a flippin' Stingray, folks. I am so excited. I am. How much? Boy, 116,000 miles. Tires are pretty big. Yeah, how much are we? A 1970. 361 RPM. Freak yeah. A lot of stuff is screwed on it. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Look at all that. Basically everything. Everything is going to need to be replaced. Brick. I don't have enough money. That sucks. Well, man, hopefully it's still here when I come back. I got some good parts. I got a discount price. Yeah, it'll be about $1,000. I can probably sell these parts. And some of these I might even be able to use, which is nice. Yeah, I could probably sell these for over $1,000. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if it works that way. And then I'll dig into the car. I'll probably go over. I'm already 21 minutes in. And let's see. Sell. I actually don't remember. You know, now that I think of it, I don't even know how to access my parts. Yeah. Well. Anyway. I have them somewhere. I have them somewhere. But I'm not sure where I have those. How much is the... I do need some money to fix this thing. This is going to cost some money. How much is the place for storage for my parts? Too expensive. Oh, I got to go through other expansions. Are you kidding? And I still can't get that. $10,000. My word, man. Yeah. Store and sort your spare parts. So yeah, I need like $11,000. Oh my goodness. Well, I better get started. Alrighty. It doesn't really matter where you start. Just get started. And boy, that's like a lot of things in life, folks. Is you gotta be able to just start. That's really what it takes a lot of the time. We'll add that so I can buy the brakes. The rotor looks good. The hub is flippin' trash, folks. Oh my gosh. The wheel hub's pretty good. And the bearing. Oh, man. Yeah, the whole hub is just done. I still can't get it out. What's up? Well, that's in good shape. Got stuck. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Let's see, tie rods look pretty good. Ooh, yeah, that oil filter, man, that looks horrible back there. Let's see, let's keep poking around a little bit. Throttle body looks good. Let's work on this one. Well, something too, folks, if any of you are interested, I've already designed it, but I'm gonna be making a Starfield baseball cap that I'll sell here on the channel. And the real goal is to make it as cheap as I can. It's not to really make a ton of money on it. I'm hoping maybe like $5 a hat. And we still got to deal with some things like shipping and how people are going to pay and etc. Because I don't have like PayPal or anything like that. I was thinking money order. And just basically get a money order and send it on through the mail. Yeah, let me know if you'd be interested in that. I already purchased a set of hats today. And then I gotta still go to a custom shop and get the stitching done. But basically the hat in short is going to be the front of the hat. Well, the hat itself is a basic baseball cap with a buckle in the back. for adjusting, not Velcro, because that's going to wear out quickly. The front's going to have the emblem of the Constellation logo on the front for Starfield, and then on the back is going to be gaming garbage stitching. And gaming is going to be green, and garbage is going to be blue. Kind of just like my profile picture on YouTube, and at Don't Tread on Thee on Twitch. So it's going to the goal is to kind of match those colors a little bit. The blue will likely be a little lighter, but you know, when I get a mock-up done, we'll kind of see. Everything else looks pretty good on that. Yeah, if you're interested, let me know. My goal is really to make the hat basically 25 bucks. Boy, some shops I went to, it's like, yeah, 30 bucks for the hat. And it's just like, well, people aren't going to be able to afford that. With shipping on top of it, there's no freaking way. So, good luck. Yeah, everybody's trying to make money right now, and I get it. But boy, 30 bucks for the hat. It's like, no, that's just too much money. I did find a shop where I could buy the hat myself. If I could find a cheaper deal, they were okay with it, and then I could just pay for the embroidery work. So that's what I'm doing. So far, everything's working out pretty good. Man, more brake pads. Man, these are just flipping trash, folks. Oh man, am I gonna need a new axle? The rotor looks good. Yeah, ooh boy. That's gonna be some money. Oh yeah, the U-bolt. Man, dude, bro, look at all this. These are in bad shape. Oh, I gotta lift the car for that. Come on. At least I can take that off. We're gonna need a new one of those. There we go. And hopefully you guys have been doing well. Man, I know there's been some crazy storms out there lately. Man, please be aware. And too, as the recession gets worse, you know, people are going to be a little more desperate, so be aware too of just your surroundings and what people are doing. It's getting tough out there for a lot of folks. It was kind of crazy when we went on the we went to the coast this weekend. Had a good time. Thanks for asking. And one of the things that was kind of crazy is we were talking about how, you know, things were kind of getting hard, and we had somebody right there. We went with our church, and they were saying, yeah, I found out I just got laid off on my job yesterday. It's like, holy smokes, are you kidding me? And so, yeah, we were, you know, feeling bad and stuff, and I'm saying sorry, and, you know, whatever we could do to help. But, man, she's a single mom, folks. I'm going to need that bearing. There we go. Yeah, she's a single mom, you know, and so it's not like life's amazing and wonderful right now. But yeah, how brutal. How brutal. Like, she just lost her job. Her job was in artistic design. And I don't know exactly what type, but I think she helped make like banners and posters and signs and kind of something like that. But yeah, she got let go. And she knows a lot of other people, she was saying, that are also being let go. A lot of her friends and some of her other coworkers were also let go during the whole process. And so she's like, I'm not even sure if I want to try to get another job in the same sector because I just might lose my job again. And so she's kind of thinking a little further ahead, which is good, to try to figure out, you know, what is going to be sustainable what is going to be able to get me through this recession? And that's what we all got to be thinking about, folks. At some point, we need to be able to be thinking about the reality of this recession, and just things are just not really going good for a lot of companies and a lot of people. And the company will always do what it can to let go of employees last, but ultimately the company's got to do what it's got to do, and the employees, so to speak, are expendable. And if you're one of the lower employees, or just not as hard of a worker, or can't do the job as well, you're on the chopping block. And unfortunately to say, so do the best you can at your job, folks. Try to do better than other people at the job, because this is kind of getting competitive now. And in the same conversation, we just found out she lost her job, right? Well, the next guy over, there was a whole family. He's got like 3 kids, and his wife was there too. And he's like, well, truth be told, he's like, I just found out that my company's going to be consolidating, and they're going to be taking out what we do at our facility and giving it to some other facility. And looks like they're just going to completely liquidate our facility, get rid of the equipment, possibly fire all of the employees. There might be some that might be able to just transfer over or find somewhere else in the company, but it probably won't be everybody. And yeah, they just told everybody last month in the company. And so that's a reality too that we're facing. And he's in like a manufacturing sector. And again, it's just like, well, I might be losing my job. I got multiple kids, and I got a wife, and I got to provide for all of them. He's the main thoroughbred, the workhorse for their family. And man, if you're in that situation too, oh my word, I feel for you folks. Hang in there. But honestly, don't wait. Start looking for a job right away. Try to get plugged in. And generally speaking, the longer you can work at a company, kind of the better it is for you to keep your job, or the more likely it is to keep your job. But too, if you're pretty close to retirement, you're also kind of on the block of the company being like, look, you don't work as fast, you don't work as hard, or you can't work as hard, and so we're going to let you go. And so sometimes those people can get earlier retirements, or some kind of like severance package. But reality is reality, folks. And please do not let it smack you in the face. Be ready. Be prepared for what is going on. And right now, companies are just trying to stay alive. I heard too that there was another company. It's a transportation company called Yellow. They have that orange background with black lettering saying the word yellow. You probably know what I'm talking about. You've probably seen them. But they're about 30,000 employees, and 22,000 of them are truckers. And they went bankrupt, folks. And so they're eventually not going to exist anymore. A lot of the routes that those truckers had, good grief, look at all this. A lot of those routes that those truckers had, they need to be able to, those routes have to be taken over by some other company. And again, those 22,000 truck drivers, well, they got to find another job, whether it's still trucking or whatever. But again, I'm still seeing, semi trucks on the side that are for sale with owner operators that just can't make it anymore. And so I really believe, folks, that there is no sector that's safe right now. Companies are cutting back. The reality that there just is not enough money to go around, that there's not enough buying or purchasing or spending or enough orders, it's really starting to hit home. And so, yeah, just be aware and careful out there, folks. Do some planning. And I don't want to see anybody to get screwed holding the bag. And someone's gotta. It's kind of like this game of musical chairs. And someone's just got to be left holding the bag, and there's just no way to completely skirt around that, if you know what I mean. Oh, those little clips. But yeah, it was just kind of crazy. Like, there were 4 families there, and 3 of us had stories of layoffs and companies closing and getting fired. And yeah, reality is setting in, folks. Regardless of whatever you're hearing on the news, start paying attention to what's happening locally. Because it's not getting better. It's getting worse. And the fact that we had 4 families, well, let's see, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we had 8 adults there. 2 were retired. And one of them didn't work. The other, or no, 2 of them didn't work. The other 4 of us did. And half of us that are working in that group are losing their job. Like, that's 50% of the people that worked in that little group when we went to the beach. Yeah, half are losing it. And that's a scary reality. And that should really kind of be a wake-up call for folks. And please take it seriously. Maybe there's not a lot you can do. Maybe there's not a ton. But you should be able to do something. Okay? You should be able to cut back a little bit. You should be able to cut back on services you don't need. You need food, you need gas, you need to be able to run and repair your car. But, you know, you don't need multiple subscriptions to a TV service or a streaming service. You don't need to keep getting that coffee every day. Especially now with them being like $6-8. It's insane, folks. But yeah, be smart with your money. Because once you've spent it, it's gone. So please, yeah, please just be careful out there. And especially if you have people that rely on you, you know, family or kids, and you rely on you too, probably, if we're all being honest. But yeah, please just be aware of what is going on, because it's getting a little scary out there. 13%. Oh my goodness. We need 2 of those. Let's pull all these out. Spark plugs aren't looking good. That one's done. That one's done. Ow, mother. I didn't need that. Yeah, I don't need an engine head. I was thinking, too, of actually doing an updated economy video soon. Because it affects everybody. I know it's not gaming related, and yeah, it's not necessarily fun to talk about all the time. But it is important. And, you know, the last economic vid I did was kind of just scattered all over the place. Again, just kind of off the cuff. And, but yeah, it's so important to be as ready as you can. I got another friend, he's been trying to find a job for 2 years now. He doesn't like the job that he's at, but he's been trying to find a job, and he's put in probably getting close to 100 applications now, and he hasn't gotten a single response back in 2 years. I mean, he's been looking for a new job since 2021. That's crazy, folks. That is flippin' crazy. And he's got no response back. He's had some interviews. You know, congratulations to him. But ultimately, he couldn't get his foot in the door. So yeah, that should tell you something too. And I got another buddy who he was so sure he'd be able to get a job. But the company said no. It kind of surprised him a little bit. And all he was asking for, too, was just part-time. So yeah, please be aware, folks. Please, just take this seriously. Because I don't want anybody to end up on the street because they decided to, well, I'll deal with it later kind of attitude. Well, eventually later shows up. And eventually you can't ignore stuff anymore. Credit card rates, too, are the highest they've ever been. The average is now 20% on a credit card, which it used to be closer to 12 a couple of years ago. Think of that, folks. And, boy, there's plenty of other things. I need to start writing this stuff down. Well, that is trash. That fuel rail. That's freaking bad. I'm gonna need a new camshaft. The other ones look okay. Yeah, that one don't look good. Oh man, the whole flipping diamond chain. This is why some of these engine folks, why some of these V8s are an absolute pain to work on. Because yeah, look at all of the extra crap I'm gonna have to go through. Yeah, I gotta go through all of these pulleys. Yeah, just watch. Just sit and watch. This will be educational for some of you. How's that one? That one's in good shape. So we got this belt. The belt's in good shape. Good. Got a water pump pulley. Where's the other one? Here it is. And not to mention, folks, this is flippin' tight. We got another serpentine belt there. We got to take all of these freaking pulleys off. And remember, folks, imagine doing all of this. And shop rate on average, at least over here on the West Coast, is about $140 an hour. So whatever they tell you the work is, however many hours it's going to tell them in their book, you know, let's say it takes 3 hours. Well, at $140, that's like, what, $420? $420, baby. And, God, that is a lot of money. And that's not even including the parts. Yeah, I can just blow. That's good. I can just blow right through my radiator. And it's imperfect, folks, but the game's fun. Good, the pulley was good. Oh, mother. Whoops. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Okay, here's the timing chain cover, which I still can't take off yet. Okay, can I take... Okay, now I can take this off. And now we finally get to the timing chain. Yeah, some of these V8s, folks, man, they are very labor intensive. So you're blowing out the ass to pay, you know, easily a couple $1,000s to dig into the engine. Let's see, we're going to need that. So yeah, these are 4 belts now I've ran into, and I can't even get to the camshaft yet. Tons of pulleys, a water pump. Yeah, this is crazy. Okay, I can take off this gear. The gear's in good shape. There's the camshaft. Frick yeah. Okay. And the rest of that actually looks pretty good. The manifold. Boy, the manifold don't look that great. Well, it's pretty good. Let's see, what level is it at? And look how tight all of that is. Man, yeah, if you have never worked on cars, have some appreciation for what mechanics do. Because they deal with the crappy design for some stuff. And some of it, you can't just improve the design, you know. You got to be able to get injection in there. You got to be able to get air, make a boom, get rid of the exhaust. And, yeah, at some point you just can't... you just can't remove some of the components and parts. Let's see, we can we take off this throttle body? I would like to. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's take off this throttle body. Now let's take off the manifold. Very nice. Okay, there's our nice engine block. There's our starter. Starter looks pretty good. Man, it's so nice, too, just to have everything lit up where you can see. Oh my gosh, folks. Even in the daytime, your freaking body gets in the way of the light and just your shadow casts over everything and you still can't see crap. Your fingers are in the way and just, yeah, this is nice. I wish it was always like this. That'd be handy. And it's not like I know a ton. I know enough to be dangerous. And I work on my own vehicles, and I work on some other vehicles, too, for light stuff. But, yeah, I do enjoy doing it. It is a hobby I enjoy, and I like being able to help people out, too. Here, let's see. Let's take a breather. Check the car status. Part not discovered. What am I missing? I'm missing 5 parts. Well, seeing with how much has been in the engine already, I'm guessing it's in the engine. So let's see. Let me use the restroom real quick. I'll let you enjoy the nice elevator music. I'll be right back. Alrighty, folks. Thank you for waiting. Oh, I feel better. Alrighty. So yeah, I'm guessing the bulk of what's left is basically in the engine block. So let's start tearing this down. Oh, power steering. Gonna have to drain it. Take the alternator off. Oh yeah, freaking oil. Oh man. This one I'm kind of bummed about. You just get to like use equipment, and it just wow. There was almost no oil in that. That's right, boy. That's terrifying. Man, and the kid drove it here. Holy frick! Yeah, you're damaging. Oh yeah, with not enough oil, I guarantee you that's where the freaking damage is. No doubt in my flippin' mind. Alright, let's see here. Actually, all of that's looking pretty good. Yeah, if you've never seen inside a V8 or a V6, man, here you go. So yeah, basically the shaft is in the center, the crankshaft, and then all of the pistons are connected to the crankshaft, and then you got the piston head on top. And the piston head is what creates the compression just before the spark ignites. Well, let's see, you get the compression, and then after that, you get the spark. Boom. Pushes the piston head back down, and then your exhaust gets to evacuate outside of the chamber and out the exhaust. But yeah, that's basically the inside of a V8. Pretty amazing. Yeah, that all looks pretty good. I don't see any, I don't see any damage. I'll leave it off though, just in case. And we'll lower this back down and we'll keep working. And let's see, there was some damage. I'll work on this one since I got this off already. Oh yeah, I still got the spark plug. These are all of your little teeny valves. You see four of these centered around each hole where the spark plug is and where the ignition coil is over it. Now I still got it. Exhaust manifold. But yeah, that allows your air to come in, your exhaust to exit out after the explosion. And then, yeah, it just repeats over and over and over again. And that's how you get your internal combustion engine. And when you floor that gas pedal, all you're doing is just allowing more air to come in, and also for the RPMs to go up on your engine. And a revolution is just one full cycle of all of these piston head. Boy, that does look pretty clean. That looks nice. You know, I'm really starting to think now it's not the freaking. It's not the engine. There's something else that I'm missing. Maybe it's just rubber bushings. But anyway, you get more revolutions, and just the entire process happens at a faster rate. And that's how you get more horsepower. And see, yeah, your horsepower. There's a lot of things that can affect it, but really, there's something called your bandwidth. And if you're at the higher end of your bandwidth, that's when you're unlocking all of your horsepower. Because your engine doesn't have all of that horsepower until at a particular time where it's at a high RPM. And so if you keep it at like 3,000 RPM and lower, you only have a portion of your horsepower. You don't have all of it. And that's why some people, including myself, like having a manual, because you get to control. Oh yeah, that's the bad one. You get to control where the RPM is more often than you would in an automatic. Actually, let's take a peek at the other side here. Oh man, they look shiny. They look great. Yep. Alright, let's put it all back together. We'll get the parts we need. And we'll get them all replaced. But yeah, it's amazing just to see how an engine works. It really is, folks. And somebody invented that. And all of the things we get to appreciate today, like, somebody designed that. And even though I'm not a huge fan of EVs and all that stuff, still, somebody had to design the entire mechanical engineering side of an EV. And the battery and all of this stuff. And electrical system. It's crazy. Like, somebody had to figure all of this out. Major props to those that are the true engineers of the world. And just try stuff and just try to make it work. And pioneer a lot of technology that we have today. Think of it. Every single piece of technology that we have today was pioneered by somebody. You know, if I'm going to get all new ones, I might as well just get this piece. I might as well get this out of here. We'll get all new ones. Okay. What about these guys? What are they at? They all look pretty good. Oh yeah, 73, 71, 75, 79. Yeah, they're great. We'll leave them in there. You know, at one of the shops in my town, they did the spark plugs, you know, like a couple of years ago. And I went back in because I had basically a misfire, and it turned out that it was my ignition coil on one of my cylinders. Excuse me. And they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do your ignition coils and your spark plugs. And I said, why? I said, you guys literally just did them not too long ago. I said, those are 100,000 mile spark plugs. And I said, I'm not even halfway through the spark plug. I said, there's more than 50,000 miles left. I said, they don't need to be replaced. And they're like, well, that's just company policy. And I said, well, I understand that, but I said, I'm not going to do that. And I said, I'm going to see if I can just change the ignition coils myself. Because there's no way it's the spark plugs. That wouldn't make any sense. And so, yeah, sure enough. Took time to look it up. Looked amazingly easy. Honestly, folks, if you have just a 4-in-line engine, that's one of the easiest things you can do. Is your ignition coils. They are kind of spendy, but you can still buy, you know, per coil is like $15-25, depending on what you want to get. And then if you really want to get into higher end stuff, you can do that. Oh yeah, that's somewhere. Oop. Sorry folks, can't multitask. It's tough. So yeah, I did it after a night shift. Took me 35 minutes. You know, I took my time. Make sure I didn't screw up anything. But yeah, I was pretty proud of myself. And you know what they wanted to charge me? $1,100. I'm not kidding. And I spent 130. I saved a lot of money. I basically saved 90% by doing it by myself. And instead of having them have it, you know, for a whole day, or maybe even into the next day, depending on how busy they were, etc., I got it all done in just 35 minutes in my own garage. Brick yeah, folks. Remember, I mean, don't bite off more than you can chew, but it doesn't hurt to take a look at yourself and think, oops, I just got rid of the bumper. And think, hey, maybe I can just do that. Because if you can save a ton of money. And you won't be feeling bad about it. I guarantee it. Leaf spring. Oh yeah, that's performance. We'll get to those in a bit. Spark plugs. Don't need that either. Fuel rail. Yep. Wow, that's a lot of money. Camshaft. Luckily, I just need one. Man, buying 4, that would be... That'd be a lot of money. Timing belts. Both are bad. Wow, yeah, those are... Usually they're timing chains. So they're not just some silicone stuff. They're actually made out of linkage. Metal linkage. And yeah, they can be pretty spendy themselves. Okay. And then the tuning shop. Ignition coil. How many did I need? I didn't look. 3. Yeah, like I said, these coils, man, they are buco freaking bucks. Hundreds of dollars per coil. But if you want to, you know, get something cheap, you can easily find stuff for like 40 bucks or less. And it kind of depends on just kind of whatever you need. If you have a kind of a performance, like a sports car or a supercar or hypercar, yeah, you are going to pay out the ass for some better ignition coils and spark plugs, usually. But yeah, if you just got a basic car, you know, a Prius or some Honda, whatever, or Ford, I mean, yeah, you're not going to be, or like a Nissan Altima, Toyota Camry. It's cheap. It's pretty cheap. But the shop rate, again, 140 an hour, folks. That's what's going to kill you. Frick, how many did I need? I didn't look. 5. Do I seriously need 5? I think I need 4. Okay. Let's start putting this all back together. Yeah, I think I just needed 4. Good for me. Yeah, there's so much you can learn about vehicles. And 2, you know, if you're a dad, find something to engage with your kids with. Don't just be super passive or, oh, they're not going to care or whatever. You don't know that. I mean, you probably can to an extent. Because I like to say, yeah, as parents, we probably know our kids pretty well. And again, if they're just not interested, they're not interested. But even if they're not interested today, they might be in 3 years. They might be in 5 years. And so keep trying, keep kind of bringing it up every so often, you know, and be patient with your kids. Because sometimes, you know, we all eventually figure out that, hey, our parents, most of the time, really weren't that bad. And, you know, the time that we had when we were young, we should have invested more in relationship and friendship and stuff. And, you know, we kind of kick ourselves for not doing that. And the same with your marriage, too, folks. Lead for a healthy marriage. And, you know, my wife and I, we hope to chat about this with, well, we will chat about this when we play It Takes Two, and we'll go through kind of each boss in each chapter and take time to talk about the related subject of whatever the chapter is throughout the game. But, yeah, we're excited to do that. But, yeah, certainly, folks, take time to lead. You know, if things are okay or fine, no, they're not. You know, same with the relationship with your kids. You know, and let them grow, let them have some space, but also let them understand that, you know, right now, living with you as a parent, you know, they have a safety net to kind of do some things, try some things. And even if I don't agree with what my kids do in the future, or even today, I would still rather provide the safety net for them and have them try some stuff while they're living at home than trying it on their own with friends that probably don't care as much as, of course, my wife and I do, and don't have their best interests at heart either. And so allow your kids to try some stuff, because if they're not going to try it at home, then they're going to try it away from home. And honestly, that's just how it freaking is. I forgot to take that off. And yeah, I think it's smarter to be able to keep an eye on your kids when they're at home instead of just, well, good luck. Because yeah, we don't really want to do that. Frick. Forgot to add that. There we go. Let's put that back on. Yeah, right now my kids are pretty young, you know, and I'm enjoying it. And just created a new game with my son today. Yeah, we had a good time at the beach yesterday. We were having a blast. We all got sunburned. Some worse than others, which sucks. But you know, we're all getting through it. The worst was my wife. She got it the worst. But yeah, we all had a good time. Invested in other people, got to know other people, you know, chatted about life, and was just hung out on the beach all day for like 5-6 hours. It was fun. And honestly, do that too, folks. Why can't I freaking put that on there? What is up? Oh, come on. From the engine bay. That's my problem. Gotta read, man. I don't read all the time. You know, I should, but, you know, whatever. This slows me down some, that's all. Got some new belts. Yeah, the timing cover for this is freaking huge. It's freaking huge. Let's put the main crankshaft pulley on. There. Good grief. They're almost there. We can put this back on. I just took this off so I could see a little better. Alright, that's back on. Book the ignition coils on. Nice and red. You know, for my truck, I'm gonna put on some better spark plugs and ignition coils. Oh, I got one single big ignition coil. My truck's old enough. What the frick? Oh yeah, I only bought well, I had a job. So if you're, just a word of advice, most of you probably already know this if you're watching this, is you're probably like cars and machines yourself. But if you're ever going to replace something, you know, a part on something, take all of the parts off and just replace them all. Because as soon as you put that new part in and you leave the old parts, one of those is going to fail shortly down the line. Maybe a few months, maybe another year, and when it goes, then yeah, you got to do all this stuff over again. Or pay for it, and the cost of life only goes up, folks. Inflation is fun. And so yeah, just remember that. Just replace it all. It's just going to be more expensive later. Generally speaking. Unless you're in a recession, and then things are actually going to get cheaper to an extent. Like my truck. You know, my truck easily, I think, could have sold for $6,000. But it did have some heavier mileage, so the guy had it for $5,250, and I got it for $4,000. And so that was a pretty good deal. And now, even looking at stuff today, some of the nicer trucks are again about $4,000 or $5,000. So I could have got a nicer one, but I didn't necessarily want to because I wanted something that I could work on. And yeah, my truck has 200,000 miles on it. Gas, for those that care. It's not a diesel. I don't need a diesel yet. And that's just extra money I'm not willing to spend. Plus, diesel mechanics, folks, holy smokes. You're looking at like 200 shop rate, I think, for a diesel mechanic. So it is a lot more expensive. In some ways, it's definitely better and even easier to work on. But, oh my gosh. Yeah, shop rate for a diesel mechanic is flipping insane. So there's pros and cons for both. But yeah, right now, for what I haul, I don't need anything super fancy or big. Just enough. Just stock. It's got 205 horsepower. And yeah, it's a 1990s 96 F250. Long bed. That's really what I wanted it for, was the long bed. And it can still haul, it can still pull 8,000 pounds, which is pretty good. And then the bed can hold, I think, another, well, it's a 3/4. Yeah, I think it's a 3/4 ton. So I can hold 1,500 pounds in the bed without breaking anything, which is good. Oop, almost took that off. You never want to fill these, but the game has it to where it's like, yeah, you better fill it up. So that sucks. But yeah, you never want it that full, ever. Same with your oil. Your washer fluid doesn't matter, but yeah, your oil and like your power steering fluid and your coolant, I mean, it all has like a min and max level, and you really want to pay attention to those. Those are there to protect the vehicle, not to just be annoying. Well, hey, I think I'm gonna leave it. Let's get the new bumper on. Actually, I think I'm gonna leave it right there, folks. And yeah, we'll get this new bumper on. So it's been fun sharing the games with Game Pass so far. Ooh, black. Dude, that's kind of cool. I guess, yeah, they really do come that way, don't they? That's kind of neat. I'm kind of... Here, let's put that down. Come on. Dude, what the frick? Why can't I put that down? Uh-oh. I'm not sure what's going on, folks. Why can't I put that down? I can't even do anything. What the heck happened? Ah, there we go. Yeah, no, that looks nice. Yeah, that looks nice. Anyway, that's going to be it, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed the channel. And, too, if you're new to the channel, welcome, of course. Of course, I should have had that at the beginning, but, you know, this channel is what it is. I enjoy it for what it is. This channel is ad-free. I don't make any money off of this. I don't intend to make any money off of this. This is not why I do this. This is really to kind of just share about the industry and some of the issues that it has, and what it's been, and where it is today, and where I think it's going. So we talk about everything from the state of gaming, from the old to present to the future. We also talk about the gaming news and different topics that crop up in different companies. And it's just to kind of some accountability and keep track and just to inform you guys on what's going on so that you guys can make a best decision with what companies you'd like to support and what games you'd like to buy. And hey, to each their own. You guys do you. Also, too, we stream for fun, of course, so I got some solo solo campaigns that I'm doing, where it's just me, I'm playing by myself. I'm working through the campaign and having a blast and sharing it with you folks. And then also there's some co-op stuff. As well, like I'm going through Dark Souls 1 right now with a buddy, Lion, and then I'm also going through the Call of Duty World at War campaign co-op with Shepard, and so you can join us for those if you'd like, of course. And then we also have Off the Cuff, and so that's a playlist at Gaming Garbage 22 on YouTube. And all of these basically have playlists, folks, and I'm just going to keep adding to them as I download stuff. Be Off the Cuff is just to take a look at Xbox Game Pass, and for the next 14 months, we're going to figure out really if it's worth it or not. Is it worth the full price of $17 a month? That's a good chunk of money. And also, we're going to, continue to go over and remind how to save money, how to make that actually cheaper, and so on and so forth. So, hopefully you guys are having a good one. And two, this is for entertainment. This is too to kind of just to share the passion of gaming. I've been a gamer since the 90s, and I still play games pretty regularly today. And we also do previews of games and demos when they're available, and then we also review full games when we're able to afford them. But too, this channel is also to just invest in you folks. Again, 96-97% of you are men. If you are a woman, hey, congratulations. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of the group here. And but really, it's to invest in you guys. Demographically, young people are one of the least invested age groups. Especially, I feel like right now, and being a part of it myself, it's just not overly fun. And another one is really older people. You guys are just kind of forgotten, unfortunately. And some of you watch the channel too, so welcome. And then also demographically, men are just left out and also the least invested in. And out of women and kids and everybody else. And it's just brutal. And so, yeah, if you're a young guy, welcome to the channel. It's here. I'll share stuff just off the cuff, just whenever it kind of comes to my mind and whatever's on my heart at the time. And I remember going through what it was like through school, through college, being single, getting married the first time, all of that stuff. And now I'm having children. And so as I learn and progress through life, I'm going to be sharing it here on the channel. And whatever I can help with, whoever I can influence to make their lives better, to help them grow, I'm going to be doing that. And so my wife and I, we're also going to be sharing stuff about our marriage as we play It Takes Two, and we hope you'll join us for that one as well. So stay safe out there, folks. Stay cool and all that jazz. Watch out for those crazy storms that are ripping through, and we'll see you on the next one.